This is day 44. 44 days of 55 shades and braces. I'm smiling because I made it to the end of the day. I felt like screaming, felt like crying, and probably did a few times. I cried a little bit, screamed in the spirit because of things that I was feeling, things that I was going through. I was so excited about being a special guest singer at the church this morning at New State Baptist. And got the children ready. I was on my way. Some wanted to go, some didn't want to go. So it really kind of shut me down and disappointed me a little bit. Some of the people that I expected to be there, even in family, didn't show up because my brother had a big surprise birthday party today. But I still felt like if they couldn't make it, they could have went or enjoyed my live that the children did. But I decided yesterday when I was talking to the Lord that I needed some time alone with myself and Him to shut down, shut myself up, just me and the Lord. And
Are you naked?
and I'm going to just have some time to myself. No talking, no chattering, no gossiping, none of that. I'm just going to be
Where's your clothes?
yeah. So I was rather disappointed in a lot of things, but God let me know that He's my greatest supporter, my greatest hype man or hype girl, whatever. He's my backup to everything. But anyway, I went on, and then we got halfway down the road, a little more than half. The car stopped in the middle of the road, wouldn't start up. So 2 men of God came, and Pastor Taylor's sister, and her husband. They got out of their cars, turned one car around, assuming that I needed a job. And then another pastor, minister, I'm not sure who he was, but he said, "I'm sure I'll see you again." So he said he was off to preach at someone's church that they knew about, but they weren't going to the same place. But they were going to Antioch, which is down by Christian Life. So they helped me out. Another young lady, Caucasian, backed up behind my car, put her hazard lights on so that no one could ever come behind me and the children and hit us in the car. But anyway, everyone was working together, trying and trying. The car didn't go. We prayed and still nothing happened, but something happened. God is showing us patience and still how to trust in Him no matter how bleak the situation looks like it's going to get. And it looked pretty bleak. And it just kind of overwhelmed me because I really wanted to be on time. Not because I was singing, but I want to be in the presence of God with other people. And I knew that God was going to meet us there. But like the pastor or preacher said, we are the church. And people are looking at us. But I thank God that they stopped to help me. And then they went on about this Sunday to their different destinations. So I pray that God will bless them abundantly just for helping me and my children and my grandson who was in the car. But then I had to leave my car there. Officer came. I spoke with him. He said, leave it here maybe a day or two. After that, people will pick at it or somebody may take it. But I'm praying that God will cover my car. So I did leave the keys in, believing that my brother and someone was coming to get the car for me while I went to church. That didn't happen. So I still pray that God will cover my car. I trust God. That no one will go around or near it without God intervening on my behalf. But we went on. They took us to church all the way out of their way, about 25 minutes. And made sure we got there. We went in, sat, began to have a good time in the Lord. I went to the choir stand. We did our songs, did an awesome job. I was still nervous because I noticed that my children and the other things that were in my head, I had allowed to distract me to a degree. And every time I tried to go somewhere to be alone, it just didn't happen. I had my pop there, my swagger butt. So he distracted me a little bit. He wanted no one but me until a little later. But anyway, we went down. They ate. I didn't eat because I don't eat whenever I'm going to do worship, praise and worship, or singing. So they put a plate up for me, which was very nice. Took a few pictures, went upstairs. I needed some more time alone, still couldn't get it. Went to my seat, and the children were distracting me from listening to the song. And I knew I didn't have the song. Man.